How's it going, everybody? Right now I'm in New York City on 42nd Street near 2nd and 3rd Avenue, where a large group of people are protesting Linda Sarsour. She is the Muslim feminist. And over here we have a smaller group of people who are protesting the protest. So thank you all for tuning in. Give the video a thumbs up if you like my live streams. It tells YouTube that my channel is good. If you can share the video for whatever reason, the video doesn't auto-tweet from my account, unfortunately, but much appreciated. And for those that are watching and want to support what I do, Super Chat allows you to make donations, and that will bring your comments up top in front of everyone else's. So it's raining, it's crowded, not sure if anything's going to happen, but at least for now, this is what we're seeing. A small group here on the left saying, "Drive out the Trump-Pence fascist regime." And over here we have a speaker for the anti-Linda Sarsour protest. How's it going, dude? Good to see you. So are you here protesting or what?
No,
just filming? Yeah. Milo is sexist garbage.
Yeah.
One of the signs reads that. That's not coming from me. What do you think about this so far?
It's kind of a mess.
Yeah, it usually is.
Why is that they're letting both sides, like the other side, stay here?
That surprised me as well, yeah.
I feel like they're just inviting a confrontation.
It's like they're protesting different things, actually, right? Like there's
RCP is the resistance.
Is what?
RCP is like the authority.
The authority?
The majority.
Oh,
RCP.
really?
Yeah, it's that way.
That's just to clarify, the Revolutionary Communist Party.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So for those that are watching, it looks like most of the counter-protesters might be RCP, the Revolutionary Communist Party. These people, you see them everywhere. They do their goose stepping where they're getting barricades.
Yeah.
Hey, Nicole, you got guys to put here?
All right. How do I get on the other side to film this shit?
Sidewalks open for the protest.
The police are now barricading off the counter-protest. Umbrellas everywhere, it's raining, and everyone's wet.
You might lose an eye.
Yeah.
Hey, you, lady, you can't stand here. You gotta keep
honor violence, gender apartheid, female genital mutilation, and the oppression of women under Islam. Surely, CUNY can do better. Sources said that the Al-Qaeda underwear bomber who tried to detonate a bomb on an airplane in 2009 was a CIA plot in America's war on Islam. Surely CUNY could do better. She has solicited funds for Hamas Zakat, Hamas Charities, a terrorist group. Surely CUNY can do better. She lied about the honor killing of Shema al-Awadi, who was honor killed by her husband, and said it was a racist.
It's interesting because here we have many people from the Jewish community. I've seen Jewish Defense League shirt.
Disagree with Linda Sarsour, like Ayana Hirsi-Ali and Rashid Gabriel, and the
So we've got
Darwish will be speaking.
Trump supporters and members from the Jewish community here protesting Linda Sarsour.
Surely CUNY can do better.
I'll try and get a little close to the speaker so you can hear what the speaker is saying.
Anyone that tells you that this is Islamophobia, I want to quote Christopher Hitchens. Islamophobia is a word created by fascists used by cowards to manipulate morons, and the morons are to my left. Silence is affirmation. We will not be silent. Resist. My next speaker. The next speaker is the distinguished,
thank you for the super chat,
brave Assemblyman Dov Hikind. Big hand for Hikind. Assemblyman Hikind has served his district for 30 years.
Looks like we got some black bloc here.
Hoboken advocate for human rights, battling discrimination, anti-Semitism, Holocaust denial, and human rights violations. Everybody, let's welcome Assemblyman Hykind.
USA is right. Ladies and gentlemen, let us make something very, very clear. Linda Sarsour supports terrorism. Linda Sarsour supports terrorism. Let us talk about her record. That's all we're interested in doing. The fact that she's a woman is not the issue, of course. The fact that she's a Muslim is not the issue. That is not the issue. The fact that she is Palestinian is not the issue. That is not the issue. That's what Linda Sarsour wants people to believe.
There's a large group across the street of anti-Israeli protesters, banners reading, "Always opposed Zionism." Authentic rabbis always oppose Zionism. Zionism is not, what does it say? I think it says, anti-Zionism is not anti-Semitism.
Freedom of speech is a precious commodity in America, and no one wants to take away anyone's freedom of speech. But when Curie imposes Linda Sarsour on the students, that's outrageous. Shame on Curie! Shame! Curie! Shame! Shame on Curie!
So unfortunately, for those that want to see something else, there's no way to get to the front. It's really crowded. The police have barricaded everything off. The sidewalk is being controlled by the police, so you can only move one direction through it and straight through it. And on the other side, what I'll do is I'll walk through it again.
You can't support any kind of violence. Linda Sarsour, the picture. Ladies and gentlemen, April 2nd of this year, Linda Sarsour is on stage with Rosemary Oda. On stage 1 month ago, and calls Rosemary Oda her hero. How proud she is to stand on stage with Rosemary Oda. Rosemary Oda was involved in the bombing of a supermarket in 1969 that resulted in the murder of these two students who were shopping in a Jerusalem supermarket, 20 and 21 years old. That's why we are here, because Rosemary Oda is a...
So right now, the speaker is talking about Rosalie Iota. You guys probably know who that is. I couldn't hear what the last name was. But what he is talking about is this woman was involved in some kind of terror attack, and the people here on the left are chanting how they love her. They love Rosalie. I gotta say, I'm actually surprised that people did show up, considering the rain. Across the street, we've got some support to Israel is not supporting Jews or Judaism. I'll come over here, and it looks like we've got some Jewish anti-Zionists. Maybe I can come over here and talk to them about what's going on. It seems like there are many different factions here protesting many different things. The main protest, of course, organized against Linda Sarsour because she is pro-Sharia law. Now, because of that, you have a counter-protest from people who are anti-Trump. which is protesting a different issue. And over here you have people protesting Zionism, which once again is a different issue. This banner says, Linda Sarsour, a friend to the Jews. Over there, you can see the protests. These men are calling those protesting over there Zionists. So right now, I can definitively say that there are 3 separate protests protesting each other and for different reasons. So once again, anti-Zionists are counter-protesting anti-Sharia protesters who are also being protested by anti-Trump protesters. Very confusing. Very confusing indeed. And it's raining more and more heavily every second. South Korea looks like a giant rat for some reason. I don't know if the rat's involved, but we can go find out. There's a giant rat right here, which I think might just be like an advertisement for an exterminator. I have no idea. There's no sign or anything. Across the street, you can hear him chanting, "Shame on Linda." This is waving a Palestinian flag here. Now across the street, super crowded. But I'll make you know what, I'm gonna head a little bit east here, and then cross the street so I can come up from behind the protests. This whole thing, whatever it is profoundly confusing. I'll put it that way. Now, when you come over here across the street, everything looks relatively normal. And I'm gonna make my way up. How's it going? Make my way up and around the other side here. So I just walked past a bunch of hard lefties. One of the people who is just calling to me actually personally to me advocated the use of violence and murder against innocent people. And I'm not being hyperbolic. One of the, I guess they're a New York activist left-leaning. We had a conversation where I said that, in my opinion, the use of explosives against innocent people or potential lethal force like we saw in Berkeley should be unacceptable, to which they declined and said that's not the case and they should be allowed to use lethal force and explosives as they see fit. And those people are standing right there. But let's not turn this into a personal squabble. I'm gonna make my way back to the protest and see if I can get a view of what's going on, though it's rather tame, to be honest. I can see a Pakistani flag. A couple of them, it looks like.
It was the CIA. Why did I already know that? Shame on us, scaring the American people. Linda Sarsour, doesn't have the courage. I challenge her. I want her to explain her words to New Yorkers and to the American people. Why do you support terror? Why do you support throwing rocks that kill innocent men, women, and children? I am proud to stand here today and to say to CUNY, CUNY, you are a bunch of freaking cowards. Shame on CUNY. Shame on CUNY. Everybody, everybody, shame on CUNY. On CUNY. Shame on CUNY. Shame on CUNY. God bless you all. Thank you very, very much. And we will continue to fight. Not Linda Sarsour as a woman. Not Linda Sarsour as a Palestinian. Not Linda Sarsour as a Muslim. Those are irrelevant. It's Linda Sarsour supporting those who have murdered innocent men, women, and children. God bless the United States of America. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you very much.
For those that are just tuning in, you can help out by giving a thumbs up on YouTube video. Tell YouTube my channel's great.
USA! 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 So CUNY invited a supporter of the ideology behind the slaughter of children.
Thank you everybody for the thumbs up.
That's who CUNY invited. Surely CUNY can do better.
I think I see Kyle Chapman, I'm not sure.
Is Lori B. Reagan. She's a political analyst and writer and serves on the boards of the Middle East Truth and National Women's Committee of Republican Jewish Coalition. A big round of applause for Lori Reagan.
Yes, that is Base Stickman, I believe. I'm not sure. But you can see the V American flag symbol on his back.
Shame on CUNY! Shame on CUNY! Shame on CUNY! Shame on you! Shame on you! For supporting annihilation, supporting Jew hatred, bigots, 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 bigots!
Hey, there's not a college in Tallahassee for the back. We're not CUNY. The entire education system in this country.
Why don't you stop talking and listen? Maybe you'll learn something. You care about free speech? Listen and learn.
Forget pigeonholed here. Forget CUNY.
Thank you all for coming out today. I know today's a tale of two losers. In my column, I recognize that there are the evil losers to whom President Trump referred over the weekend after the horrific Manchester terror attack. An attack that I might add, that people like Linda Sarsour likely supported since it led to the murder of infidels and non-Sharia abiding innocents. After all, Sarsour's colleague in the illiberal social justice war is none other than Louis Farrakhan, the anti-Semitic founder of the Nation of Islam, who, relying on the Quran that teaches that retaliation is the prescription from God, stated, "If the federal government will not intercede in our affairs, then we must rise up and kill those who kill us.
Over there?
Stalk them and let them feel the pain of death that we are feeling." But whether or not she openly tweets her support for any particular terror attack, simply by spewing anti-Semitic hate, supporting known terrorists, and calling for the destruction of the Jewish state of Israel, there is no question that Linda Sarsour is an evil loser. Evil loser. But there are also the complicit losers.
There's just so much going on that makes no sense. There's some guy right here.
Who actually invite evil.
I don't even know what he's protesting. There's anti-Zionists across the street, and there's anti-Trump here across from the anti-Linda Sarsour. Everybody's protesting something.
Trustees of CUNY who had the sick audacity
It's just
to
a gathering for protest, I guess.
I wish I could take their vaginas away. They don't deserve to be women. Nothing is creepier than Zionism, and Netanyahu is a waste of a human being. Top today's list of complicit losers. What kind of revolting value system would lead any moral thinking person to believe it appropriate to honor someone as vile as Linda Sarsour? In what academic universe in the 21st century can one justify providing a platform to someone so openly hostile to Israel and the Jewish people, who joins in shouts of Jewish pigs and Zionist filth at a New York City Council meeting, and who freely states...
I see someone comment, this is lunacy in all aspects. I have to agree. There are 3 protests right now.
Social programs, and who stated that the U.S. politicians are, quote, more loyal to
some people
Israel
in black
than they
bloc
are to the
walking through the
American
police
people.
line.
She is vile. But these complicit losers at CUNY are following in the footsteps of pre-World War II German
This guy walks past
academia
saying Soros
that listened
slaves.
to calls to boycott the Jews and jumped on board with enthusiasm and zeal.
So for those that are just tuning in, let me give you an idea of what we're seeing right now. There is an organized protest here in New York against Linda Sarsour, who is expected to speak at CUNY, which is school here in New York. Now this protest right in front of us is opposed to Linda Sarsour because she is anti-Israel and pro-Sharia law. Now over on this side, not where I'm at, but straight ahead, we've got anti-Trump protesters, and then across the street, you've got anti-Zionist protesters. So it's hard to know exactly what's going on or why, but the main event is a protest here in New York, and it's being carried out without a hitch. You can see an Israeli flag straight ahead. We've got the police maintaining this walkway to make sure people can pass through without problems.
From Brandeis University of all places. These complicit losers embrace anti-Semites, ironically, in the name of political correctness. They mainstream hate and ultimately aid in furthering the violent extremism that we see flourishing across the globe, and certainly here at home.
And if you're just tuning in, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Timcast. It's actually where you are right now. You can follow me on Twitter @Timcast and Instagram as well. And if you really want to help out, you can go to patreon.com/Timcast and contribute whatever you would like every month to help me do journalism. But for now, there's really not much going on, but I figured I would do this stream just so that you can see something. And what I'll do is, after this event, it ends at 2 p.m. I'm going to do some interviews with some of the people here who are for and against, and I'll have that video up tomorrow.
Which leads me to my third group.
For everybody, if you want to watch that. So for now, I just figured I would get this stream up so you can watch. And if you appreciate it, just share what you see and tell people what's going on, and that way people will have an idea of what actually happens to these things.
Other local Jewish leaders. How many of you have spoken to friends and family and mentioned the name Linda Sarsour and received a blank stare in return? How many of you have gone to Shabbat services over the past month and heard rabbis...
This is about as close as I can get to the protest behind this barricade without getting the police removing me, so it's about as good as it gets. All right, we'll see what these police are up to.
...has grown so out of control. While liberals are busy comparing the president to Hitler and denouncing his pro-Israel advisors, they are completely missing the reality that they are following in the footsteps of pre-World War II European Jews who were assimilated into local culture and felt safe.
So someone in black bloc has just confronted No, I'm on YouTube. You going, dude? Text me afterwards. We're gonna, yeah. How's it going, dude?
YouTube channel.
Thanks, man.
Never did anything with your life. You don't belong here. You're the real Nazi. You're the real Nazi. You're free people.
Guys, gotta clear this over. Let's go. Everybody, let's go. Let's everybody. Let's move. Let's go.
You disgrace to Western civilization. You want to cover your face?
I'm covering your face. And anti-Semitism, and then be defended on the cohesive premise of free speech and diversity. Sarsour is proud of being, in her words, outraged all the time. Perhaps in her sick mind, outrage combined with anti-Semitism makes for an attractive feminist who's entitled to a vagina and whose life work is the destruction of the Jewish homeland, which she refers to as criminal and illegitimate. But those of us here find her version of outrage and hate ugly and dangerous.
And the question for us today and going forward is what is wrong.
So we just saw somebody confront some people in black bloc. So it's fairly plain to see. If anything does happen, it's not going to be up at the front where all the cops are.
In fact, she lies in the stored history with such claims that Israel has been occupying my people for the past 64 years, suggesting that the founding of Israel itself in 1948.
So I want to make sure I can stay in an area where I have a decent amount of range of motion, if anything's to happen. We can see that these people dressed in black bloc are still hanging out here up against the wall.
I'm going to close with one thought. The sickness known as Nazi Germany is rearing its ugly head under the guise of pro-Palestinian movements, emboldened under the pretense of false victimhood, diversity, free speech, and political correctness. Sarsour is an ignorant, venomous fanatic, and the complicit losers have invited her and her hate into all our homes. We need to send a message that the likes of Sarsour are not welcome here, not in our universities, our communities, or our country.
I see the base stick man is here.
Anti-Semite, we in all ungodly angels of death, and we will have only ourselves to blame for what it proves. Thank you again for coming out. God bless you all.
Shame on Cuny! Shame on Cuny! Shame on Cuny! Shame on Cuny! Linda Sarsour says she hates Zionism. She hates Zionism. Dr. Martin Luther King said, when people criticize Zionists, they mean Jews. You're talking anti-Semitism. So Linda Sarsour says that Dr. Martin Luther King is really creepy. Surely CUNY can do better.
But you
My next
can't bring
speaker
our
is
children
John Wong
rape,
Milo,
and you can't
county
steal and
expert
kidnap
and
people.
founder of Understanding the Threat. He implemented the FBI's first counterterrorism training program.
sorry, fine.
He's a graduate of the U.S. Naval Academy.
By any chance, no.
Good morning. It's good to be here, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak. And I just want to ask some basic questions of all of you that are here today, including our friends over here, is that if we're interested in the truth, let's get to the truth. Let's talk about the truth. So Linda Sarsour clearly states that she supports Sharia, Islamic law. So what is Sharia? Where does it come from, and what does it say? Well, according to 100% of Islamic scholars, Sharia comes from the Quran and the example of the Prophet Muhammad in the Sunnah. And when we look at what they teach here in New York City at Islamic schools and mosques, I have two books here. I have the most widely used textbook in Islamic junior high schools, and I have the tafsir that is used weekly to teach classes inside of mosques. So I'm going to start with this book, the most widely used junior high school textbook in the United States in Islamic schools, and I'm going to turn to page 2. And it says, Islam is not a religion, however, a complete way of life. 100% of Islamic doctrine defines Islam as a complete way of life, social, cultural, military, political, and religious, all governed by Sharia. 100% of all published Sharia law says it is obligatory to wage jihad until the entire world is under Islamic rule, and 100% of published Islamic law only defines jihad as warfare against non-Muslims. As a matter of fact, in this same book right here, it says of the 3 duties in Islam, one of them is jihad, and it defines jihad as this. The word jihad is most often associated with the act of physically confronting evil and wrongdoing. Not spiritual yoga, not doing your homework, not getting to work on time, but physically confronting what they define as evil in the Sharia, which is any place on the planet that is not under Islamic law. There is a picture right here of a tank, just in case the little children are confused about what jihad is. And it says this for 7th graders: anyone who dies in jihad will automatically go to paradise.
A shaheed or martyr is described this way by Allah. Don't think that those who were killed in Allah's cause are dead. No, they're alive, finding the bounty in the presence of their Lord. And if we go to the back of the book where it talks about the Islamic State, it says the basis of the legal and political system is the Sharia of Allah. End quote. Well, actually, this is truth. This is what Muslims are being taught in New York City and all over the country. The duty of the Muslim citizens is to be loyal to the Islamic State. The duty of the Muslim citizens is to be loyal to the Islamic State. To understand Islamic law, you have to understand two things. What the Quran says legally and what the example of the Prophet Muhammad was. The entire Quran has been defined legally in the tafsir by Islamic scholars, and this book is used
Let's do a quick pass through here
as well as across
so you can see what's going on in this little corridor the police have set up.
Authoritative tafsir in Islam. And when we look at Surah 9:5, fight and slay the unbelievers wherever you find them, and lie in wait for them in each and every ambush, it legally defines and besiege them and lie in wait for them in each and every ambush as this, and I quote, "Do not wait until you find them. Rather seek and besiege them in their areas and forts, gather intelligence about them in the various roads and fairways, so that what is made wide looks ever smaller to them. This way they will have no choice but to die or embrace Islam."
Now we're here at the back, and I'll do another quick pass through. You can see we've got a nice, delicious bakery here, where people are enjoying avocado toast. And then just about 20 feet away, you've got a bunch of angry people not enjoying avocado toast, but protesting Linda Sarsour, Islamic Jihad. Then we have here on the left, we've got people protesting Donald Trump. Then across the street, we have anti-Zionists protesting the anti-Linda Sarsour protest. So, two counter-protests. Some Latinos for Trump walking by. And now let's do our return, pass through this corridor set up by the police.
And in fact, 100% of the law enforcement
We got Gavin over here. Mr. Gavin McInnes.
Information, and number two, it's critical to protecting you, the citizens. And so, this is where we are today. We have the very people charged with protecting us are not allowed to learn this because people like this and the ACLU and the Southern Poverty Law Center and Hamas doing business as CARE, the Council of American Islamic Relations, shuts the discussion down. That is how they intend to win the entire war, is that we can never have an honest discussion about a real threat, so that people like this come to our universities and promote hatred, violence, Sharia, and the overthrow of our government, which is in violation of U.S. law. So simply by, I'm actually speaking truth right now. What you're doing is yammering on like a moron. Right. So what we have here is we have people unwilling to listen to the truth, which will necessarily lead to more violence, more jihad here in the United States. Legally, we can identify the organizations and networks, and legally we need to do everything that we can to crush them and destroy them here in the United States. God bless you and God bless America. Thank you.
USA! 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 USA!
USA!
Islamophobia is a word created by fascists used by cowards to manipulate morons. The definition of a moron is this group over there calling me a Jew, a white supremacist. Okay? That is the level of incredible idiocy that we're dealing with. My next speaker is Noni Darwish, brave former Muslim, president of Former Muslims United. She's an American human rights activist. speaker
And the rain is back.
Arabs for Israel. She's the author of numerous books, and her activism covers human rights with an emphasis on women's rights and minority rights in the Middle East. A big hand, please, for Noni Darwish.
No Trump!
No KKK, no fascism.
You hate us! You love each other! But you're right in front of you! Do something about it!
Oh, fuck Sharia law! Shame on you.
Shame on
So we got Gavin over here in his suit in the rain, speaking to the camera. And a large generator. Yeah, let me get behind you, yeah. So right now, there are two different counter protests. Across the street and right here. And it seems like the counter protests, at least this one, isn't even really protesting this event.
No, that one's like anti-Israel.
But this one's anti-Trump, this one's anti-Linda Sarsour, and the one across the street is anti-Zionists.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this one's kind of anti-Trump supporters.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But this event isn't focused on Trump supporters, though there are Trump supporters here, right? Oh, I feel bad for this store.
No, it'll be over in an hour.
What?
It'll be over in an hour.
Yeah.
Milo gets here, they're gonna get loud, and then they leave.
It's after people start leaving is when potential, you know. There was a confrontation just up the road
There's
now.
always a confrontation.
But that's not going to happen here.
I doubt it.
Wait a minute now. You want this one? Wait a minute.
Can you back up a little so I can get the photo? What? Would you mind backing up so I can get the photo? You're too close. All right, great.
You see a lot of familiar faces here, familiar police faces.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I actually like him. I think he's funny.
So for those who are just tuning in, let me give you another quick recap, as not a whole lot's happening, but right in front of me, you've got a couple speakers. This is an anti-Linda Sarsour protest. If you're not familiar, Linda Sarsour is a Muslim feminist. She was one of the organizers of the Women's March that took place in DC and across the country. But she has also been very pro-Sharia law. And if you know, it's a lot of people make accusations, but she has tweeted out several times that people don't understand Sharia and that they would like it if they did. And a few different established news sources even recognize that she is very much in favor of Sharia law. So this group is here to protest that, as they don't agree with it. We have many people who are Jewish, as Linda Sarsour is anti-Israel. Now across the street over here by the Westin, we have anti-Zionist protesters, but they are Jewish. And then over here just to my left, we have anti-fascist, anti-Donald Trump protesters. So some signs say no to Islamophobia, no to fascism. One says Milo is a sexist, smash white supremacy. The police have set up a little corridor so people can walk through the streets here. Not a whole lot else is not much else is happening. But if you want to follow me for more updates after this event ends, make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Timcast, Timcast. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos. You can pop over to the Super Chat And if you make a donation to the channel, your comment will appear above everyone else's. So that is always appreciated. And if you'd like to, you can go to patreon.com/Timcast and become a monthly donor to my journalism. So much appreciated, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Not really convinced much more is going to happen, but I'm going to be here live, at least for the time being. I need 3 hands. Can you hold this? Thank you. So it would be nice to talk to Gavin, but the problem is he's got security and police in front of the barricade. I can't get in there. Sorry. You're getting taped in.
What they're standing for. They have no clue. Please rise up against Sharia America.
Make our way back over here.
Oppression of Islam. The religion that oppressed me and almost killed me. I am sad. I'm sad for this country. I'm sad for America. I'm sad as to how our president is being treated. We're standing against radical Islam. We're standing for organizing this.
So this event is just for 1 more hour, and that's it. This is a permitted protest in front of CUNY school here in New York City.
My father was a shaheed. He died in killing Jews. There is nothing good in Sharia. There is nothing good in Islamic jihad.
One of the counter protests across the street.
It will bring us nothing. It will bring us misery. Look at the faces of the people in the Middle East. Go visit the Middle East, you people there. Go see the faces of the people who are trying to die, to come to this country to live in freedom and peace. Shame on you for oppressing me by supporting Sharia. I escaped Sharia. And we should all condemn Sharia. Sharia should be made illegal in America. Sharia should be made illegal in every state, in every civilized country, in every country, in Europe. It should be made illegal in Egypt. Sharia should be made illegal in Saudi Arabia. It should be condemned. It should be taken out of our vocabulary. That's what it should be. Because we're all human. We're all Americans. We're all Americans. And we should all condemn jihad. We should all condemn Sharia.
We should all condemn oppression of women and female genital mutilation, which happened to many women in my family. We should condemn not only jihad, but we should condemn the legal oppression of women that I lived under. And I am a testimony of life under Sharia. I barely escaped with my life. And I see people against us, people like us, our dear President, President Donald Trump. God bless you. God bless you.
Hey, you gotta keep the flag down. You gotta put the flag down. Keep the flag down. You gotta put the flag down.
Who understand and who spoke in front of 50 Muslim countries. And they, you know what? They respected him. They respected him because I come from the Middle East, an area of the world.
Somebody just fell,
that
so people rushed to help her out.
And condemns weakness, and they don't have any respect for people like that. Arabs and Muslims have no respect for those people. You know why? They don't respect them because they want weakness. They don't want power. They hate their own country. They hate America. America saved my life. You cowards! America saved my life. And you are against your own president, your own elected president who saved my life. Thank you, President Trump, for going to the heart of the Arab world, triumphantly. He went triumphantly, and he is blessed. And the Egyptian president loves him. The Saudi leadership loves him. They love Trump in the Middle East. And you know who they hated?
Hey, why'd that guy shove you? Hey, why'd he shove you? Why did that guy just shove you?
He's an asshole.
They hate weakness.
All right.
Because Obama is the image of the past. Obama represents, you know who Obama represents? He represents the dreams of the Muslim Brotherhood. He represents the dreams of the Sharia. And this is passé, it's over. Even the Middle East, they have no respect for Obama and his awful legacy of failure and weakness and appeasement. It's time to end our respect for anyone who respects Sharia, such
I didn't want
as
to push your umbrella.
Linda Sarsour. No more Sharia! Sharia almost killed me! It killed my father! It killed my family! It destroyed me! And I escaped from Sharia! And God bless America! God bless Donald J. Trump! And God bless our democracy and Bill of Rights! And God bless our Constitution! Don't condemn Sharia! Defeat Sharia!
So, that's about it. I mean, the event's gonna go on till 2, but kind of just standing around with some speakers. The counter-protest has gotten a little bit smaller. The anti-Zionism counter-protest has mostly left. There's still a decent amount of people, but mostly gone as well. So it's hard to say what's gonna happen, but it does look like things are toning down a little bit. So the problem with getting up there to the tent to actually stream is that there's security and police blocking the area off. I can't actually go up there and film. Excuse me. Excuse me.
It is unacceptable
Oi. It is raining.
Thank you, Ambassador Bogan. Surely Cuba could have done better. The next speaker, the accomplished he has a PhD in philosophy. He is vital on the net for debating Muslims about Islam's commitment and Islamic doctrine. Please, you're more than welcome to Dr. David Wood.
Alright, so I'm getting close to about 1 hour, and I think I might bring the stream down in about 8 minutes. I can't really get close enough to the speakers and the audio at the same time. Rain's pretty hard. A lot of the counter protesters have been leaving.
Why was this sect of Islam persecuted? Because in Surah 9, verse 73 of the Quran,
About 8 minutes, I'll be doing the stream. Because I've mostly been standing around here, you know? But I'm gonna put together a video of some interviews about what happens. It'll work a lot better if I'm able to just film people and talk to them and get an idea of what's happening, because while there is some stuff happening here, some counter protests, it's not really the kind of event that I think warrants live coverage for the most part. And Milo has not spoken yet.
Come on!
So the main reason I want to bring the stream down is I want to be able to film some stuff, do some actual interviews for a YouTube video that will live, beyond this live stream. Otherwise, I won't have the opportunity to film some of what's happening with the police, and not just that, but again, not too much is going on. That
Thanks for what you do, man.
Thanks, appreciate it. Not too much is going on right now that you need the full live feed up. So you can give a thumbs up to the video; it really helps. Tells YouTube my channel is good. The more interactions, the more YouTube shows my channel to other people. The longer you watch, same thing. Longer watch time, YouTube really helps out. So I appreciate everybody who stuck around and watched this live stream for the past hour. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Timcast. Click the like button, like I just said. Comments, always welcome. I love seeing what you guys have to say. And you can subscribe to my channel for new videos every day at 6 p.m. and other breaking videos, live streams, and special interviews that I will be putting together. So much appreciate everybody tuning in, but I'm going to wrap this up in just about 1 minute.
Sorry, the name of the lady that last spoke.
I don't know, sorry.